In this video, I want to give you a simple little trick that you can apply when you're traveling to make sure that you don't end up with an ear infection, which can throw off your balance relevant to any sport that you may be involved with, or just nobody wants to endure an earache. Let's take a look. The next time you go to your grocery store, I want you to pick up a bottle of rubbing alcohol and another bottle of hydrogen peroxide. You can find these at your pharmacists. In Europe, you guys refer to them as chemists. I want you to get a bottle of each, and here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to take and empty half of each bottle into a bowl. And then I want you to take the two halves that you have left, and I want you to mix them into one bottle. And then what you have in the bowl, I want you to put them in the other. So essentially what you're doing is you're making a 50-50 mix of rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. So if you happen to be an athlete or you have children and you guys are at a sporting event, let's just say that you want to get in the pool and you want to swim and just enjoy relaxing. You've got to remember that if water gets caught behind the eardrum, it's going to throw your equilibrium off. Doesn't matter what sport you're involved with, if your equilibrium is thrown off, it's going to have a negative impact on your biomechanics. So where the rubbing alcohol and the hydrogen peroxide come into play is when you're done playing around in the water, I want you to take a cotton ball, I want you to just dab it, and I want you to squeeze some of the drops into both of your ears. So let's say I put it in my right ear, I'll just set, you'll hear it, it's gonna fizzle, you're gonna hear the alcohol moving around, you'll hear the hydrogen peroxide doing its job. Give it 30 to 45 seconds and then go into the other ear. Obviously when you tilt your head, it's gonna come back out, that's okay. Now here's the science behind this combination. The rubbing alcohol is going to dry out the water, where the hydrogen peroxide is going to make sure that nothing festers, and if any bacteria starts to get created or develop rather behind the eardrum, the hydrogen peroxide is going to kill it to make sure that you don't end up with some kind of a bacterial infection. Now, I would encourage you to put this in your travel bag. For those of you that travel via motorhome, I would have the same concoction in your motorhome. For those of you that ride moto, I'd put it in your gear bag, any athletic bag. Because if you realize how bad an earache hurts, that's never any fun. But also, we want to look at the lack of balance that you're going to have. I don't mean to be negative, but you have to think about it from a negative standpoint. What were to happen if you had water trapped behind your ear? Your depth perception is going to be off. Your left and right is going to be off. You're going to be kind of like a leaning tower of Pisa. The depth perception is one that's really big. For those of you that ride moto, think about when your balance is off. You're going to be weighting one side of the bike more than the other, and that's going to throw the balance off when you go through rhythm sections up and over the face of a jump. So this is a very inexpensive but a very effective way to be able to keep yourself. This is a double negative again. I don't want you to not enjoy being in the swimming pool with your friends and family, but we also don't want to have some kind of a negative impact on your athletic performance as a byproduct of you enjoying the pool. So it's just a very simple, inexpensive way for you to make sure no water and or bacteria develops and or gets trapped behind the eardrum. I hope you have found this video helpful. If so, do me a favor, like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're putting out a new video every day, so please subscribe, turn on the notifications, that way you'll know when we're putting one out. We try to put a new one up on YouTube every single day, and we want to thank you for your time watching this video. If I've happened to create a question or you've had a question that you haven't been able to get resolved, I would love to try to help you out. Drop me an email by sending it to contact@coachrobb.com, and I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible. Again, thank you for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.